Yo, what's up, YouTube? Today we got another reaction video. It's the story that hunts Mr. Ballen. If y'all don't know who Mr. Ballen is, he's one of those like famous like hunting YouTubers like that tells like the creepy stories and all of that. But I guess this story like just has him shaking in his boots. But we're gonna listen to it. It's like only like a 5-6 minute clip. But we're going to get into it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the most recent video, and hit the bell notification button for my daily uploads. Well, mostly daily uploads. Mostly daily uploads. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been slacking. But guess what? I got 4 new videos coming out today. This is the 4th new video today. So just go watch the reels. Just come on, support. Let's get into the video.
Such morbid curiosities for some of the stories, because I listen to them and I have to, sometimes it screws with my mind a little bit. I stop listening and I'm like, that kind of fucked with me a bit. I don't feel like more positive at it. Like, I'm curious about it.
I love it, for one.
But it's like true crime stuff.
Struggles.
It's like, yeah, I do struggle with it.
It's funny. A lot of people that I speak to that are fans of the show or the genre talk about it being their like comfort show, which seems totally backwards because the content literally is like 99% somebody dies in some horrible way. Like, that's the gist of the content. But I think that as humans, there is a desire to be frightened in a safe, controlled environment. And what's more terrifying than seeing real people that had something kind of random and abrupt that could happen to anyone happen to them? Someone breaks into their house, or they like, they go to some off limits part of a park and like they fall off a cliff or something. It's like, it feels like that could happen to me, and I can learn about it and kind of almost live vicariously through this story, but I'm safe. I'm like, my guide, in this case me, is like telling me, like buddy to buddy, telling you a story about this horrible thing, and you almost get like the thrill of fear and anxiety, but it's not real. It's the same reason we flock to like scary movies in movie theaters. It's because you want to be scared, but only because it's actually not real. But your brain processes fear the same way, but you're in this controlled environment. So you get real fear, real kind of shot of adrenaline, but the comfort of real safety. But I do think it's kind of like a human trait. I don't think that the genre is like been forced upon people. I think that humans have a morbid curiosity, and I don't think that's wrong. I think it's part of being human.
Do you think that seeing and experiencing, obviously with your tour or your Navy SEAL stuff, and then also with like constantly being subjected to all of this like very morbid, very kind of almost like gruesome, horrific stuff, do you think that has any effect on you in general?
Sometimes it does, but it's pretty I think I stay pretty disconnected from the material when I'm not like doing the job of creating content and being Mr. Ballen. Like, when I'm with my kids and my wife, like I'm just John, I'm dad. It doesn't feel like one world kind of comes into the other. However, I would say when I cover stories that have distinct parallels to my own life and my own loved ones, it's really hard to like, I barely ever cover content about kids getting harmed because I just can't do it. It's too close to home for me. I also, periodically will cover, I covered the story about this woman who, now I'm forgetting her name, unfortunately, but she was this wonderful woman in her 60s. She went hiking. She's like a great hiker, did it all the time for exercise. And she got lost in this park, broad daylight. Like, this is not some gnarly place like in Pacific Northwest. It's like somewhere in like New Hampshire or something. But she gets lost, and being a seasoned hiker, she decides to stay put because she knows someone's going to come look for her. She's got a family that knows she's out here. She's going to wait it out. And so she just sets up her camp. She's got food, she's got water, and she just sits there. But unfortunately, no one ever finds her. And she says she stays there for a month, and she didn't know it. She was only like less than half a mile from the trail. But she didn't know she was that close. And over the course of her time in this tent, where she really never moved, she kept a journal of each day, and she was just so graceful, like dealing with what was actually happening to her. She clearly recognized about 3 weeks into her stay that she wasn't going to be found, and she now was too weak that she couldn't realistically attempt an escape. And so she knows she's going to die. But the way she wrote in the journal was so profound. All of it was for her kids, for her husband. The language was so like positive and reminding them that she's fine, she's safe. No one's going to harm me. I'm going to pass away in my bed. But it's like the grace that she handled the ending with is just, it was incredible. And she reminded me so much of my mom. My mom, it was like telling a story about my mom dying in this horribly tragic way. And that one just really messed me up. It stuck with me for a long time, and it's not nearly the most gruesome story I've told. It's just, it feels like I'm seeing a bit of my life in this story, and those are the stories that stick with you.
The one that kind of messed me up was the one, actually, it was like a mall, and the guy goes through this one door and gets sent into this corridor where it's just like a catacomb of just all of these different, it's just like cement walls, cement floor, cement ceiling, and he just sits down somewhere in this chair and he never gets found.
Yep.
That was the one I still think about. I'm like, Jesus.
I know. No, there was like, there's a mall in Australia that is famous. It's this huge mall, and they have like 8 miles of, like, imagine here's like the outline of the mall, pretend it's a perfect rectangle, like bordering it, but unseen to the public are all these passageways for staff and storekeepers to move around away from like the main walking areas. You can like access your store and whatever from anyways. But there's 8 miles of it, and it's really not patrolled, I suppose. There's not cameras there, and this guy was senile, and he wandered into this area, and there were enough doors that were locked around him that he just sat down thinking, okay, someone's going to find me, but they didn't. And it was just like, again, just like so sad,
waiting.
you know? And then when he was found, he's like just hunched over on his chair, just sitting there for like a month.
I feel like I've been bamboozled. I thought I was going to get like an actual story. Bro, they was just talking about his like little life about like, well, I mean, they told like 2 stories, but it was like 20-second stories. But nah, I ain't gonna lie, that's a crazy way to die though. I ain't gonna hold you, like just going on a hike and you're literally 1.5 miles away from where you're supposed to be. I ain't gonna lie to you. Me personally, I would have probably set up camp there for like 3 days. And then, bro, I would have been walking, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not staying put. And then, like, what she did, that's not me, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga. I would have been gone. I ain't gonna hold you. I would have been found somewhere. But it ain't gonna be staying put at one place, nigga. I would have been eaten by a bear, lion, whatever. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I would have been walking. But, no, that's crazy, though. But, like, rest in peace. Like, hope her family is, like, dealing with her death well. Like, I mean, it sounded like she dealt with death, like, gracefully, to be honest. So, like, I mean, to each his own. But me personally, like, I would have been walking. And then the one with the store, that Australia one, bro, that's kind of crazy work. Like, bro, why is there so many, like, entrance ways into, like, start with different parts of the mall? That's kind of creepy. And, like, bro, think about how many other people are probably dead somewhere in that building. So, yeah. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Tell me your thoughts and opinions down below. And hit the bell notification again, please. Don't forget to put God first and love your family. Peace.